Brought to you by Express Care Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back to Healthy Living. When you think about health, you may not think about your bladder. It's the organ that stores urine, and according to the American Urological Association, more than 15 million Americans experience the loss of urine when they cough, sneeze, or walk. Millions more have urinary tract infections, and thousands more are diagnosed with bladder cancer. Makes you want to learn more about your bladder. Well, Bladder Health Month isn't until November. Fortunately, we've got Express Care's Dr. Yit Kalam here with us to answer all of our questions about bladder control. Thanks,
Hi, Mindy,
for coming in. Now, why is the bladder so important, and what is its function for our bodies?
Well, the bladder is really a huge, smooth muscle. It is a storage facility for urine, so that we can delay voiding. We all begin as incontinent little babies, and we have no control over our bladder, and over time we learn to control the bladder so that it can store the urine for us till it's more convenient to void it. So that's its main function as a storage organ.
Now, people experience all types of problems with their bladder, including incontinence, which you talked about.
Yeah.
And what is it and how is it treated?
Right. So incontinence is the inability to control your bladder and inadvertent urination. And this is an embarrassing and socially disturbing problem for people. Then they become housebound and they sort of organize their whole life around where's the bathroom, wherever they're going. And so there are four main types. The kind that you mentioned in your introduction is called stress incontinence. It's not from emotional stress, it's from your muscles in the lower part of your pelvis being quite weak. And the people that experience this commonly are women who've had children, and because they've had so much pressure from the baby and from the birthing process, and then they begin to lose control of their urine, and afterwards in their later years. And so when they cough, sneeze, or just even laugh, they might urinate, and this is embarrassing and difficult for them. Then there's also urge incontinence, which is the sudden need to urinate. That one can sometimes be more related to neurological problems. Then there's overflow. If, again, there's a neurological problem, the bladder is completely full, or maybe there's a blockage like a tumor or your prostate. It's completely full and it just keeps overflowing and you keep leaking little bit by little. And the last one is functional, when the person's maybe elderly or demented and unable to make it to the bathroom and they lose control of their urine.
Okay, now I also mentioned urinary tract infections.
Sure.
One, does it only happen in women, or can men get them as well? And what are they?
Right. So normally our urine is actually sterile. There are no bacteria in it in a healthy person who's hydrating and using the bathroom regularly. But in some people, especially if they're holding their urine, or in women sometimes after intercourse, the germs can get in there and cause infections. It's much more common in women because our urethra, that's the tube that takes the urine out of the bladder to the outside world. In men, of course, it's much longer, so it's more difficult for germs to get up there. However, in women, it's very short and germs can travel up more easily.
Okay. And what are some of the symptoms of a UTI, and what is the treatment?
Right. So typically women or even men will have pressure. They'll be voiding frequently, needing to run to the bathroom all the time, and even having pain, sometimes blood in the urine. And if that is not controlled properly, then the infection can travel further up, even into the kidneys, start to get back pain and fevers. So it can be quite serious and should be treated with antibiotics.
So you briefly touched on this, but is it dangerous then to hold?
It's very unhealthy to hold your urine. If you feel the need to urinate, you should make the effort to go and void. It's your body talking to you. You shouldn't ignore it.
Okay. Now, is there such thing as bladder training, and if so, how do you do it?
Yeah, there is. So for people that have any form of incontinence, if they're able to do this, they can do it, which is to put themselves on a schedule. So every hour they have a little alarm clock, and every hour they go to the restroom, whether or not they feel the need to go or not. And pretty soon they'll start noticing their bladder a lot more. They'll start noticing what it feels like to have an empty bladder and a full bladder, and this will help them to identify what's going on with themselves. So then they'll be able to extend the time. So instead of every hour, they'll extend it to 1 hour and 15 minutes, to 1 hour 30 minutes, and that way the bladder will be able to get used to holding more urine or for a longer period of time, and they'll be able to train themselves to control it better. And that's what we do with children when they're being toilet trained in the early ages.
How do you know if a bladder problem is something more serious that, hey, I need to go to the doctor, maybe this isn't just a UTI, but maybe it's something more serious?
Yeah, well, bladder cancer does occur, as you mentioned, and the typical symptom is blood in the urine, and sometimes it's microscopic blood. It can't even be seen by the eye, but if you're having pain or pressure or you continually going to the restroom, it should be checked out. Also, if you're having frequent urinary tract infections, more than 3 a year, needs further evaluation. And that can be done with what's called a cystoscopy, where the doctor takes a little tube, a camera, and looks inside your bladder and sees what is going on inside.
One quick thing is I don't think we touched on the treatments of UTIs.
No,
What can you do?
typically antibiotics. Of course, you got to hydrate to flush the bacteria out and get it healthy, but there are several antibiotics that are good choices to help kill off the germs and make you healthy again.
Is it true that cranberry juice helps?
It is
and
true.
Why?
Why? Well, there is actually a chemical inside the cranberry that is bacteriostatic, meaning that the bacteria cannot reproduce when you apply this chemical to them. So it's a natural form of bacteria control.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. The doc is taking your questions next when Healthy Living returns.